G'day, this is Peter from the Property Club, and today I'm going to share with you my foreclosed condos in Pasay City, Metro Manila, Philippines. So today we're looking at Pasay City, which is near the airport, also the Asina Casino Manila Bay District, the new Macau in the Philippines, and more of Asia. So it's definitely a great area on the up and up. And for that reason, it is very difficult to find decent priced, reasonably priced condominiums in the area. So I found some great deals and you'll be very interested to see what's on offer. Thanks for watching and come check it out.
G'day, this is Peter from the Property Club, and today we're looking at foreclosures in Pasay City, Manila, Philippines. So we're looking at condominiums that you could possibly buy from $10,000 up to around about $100,000. So we're looking at these foreclosed properties today. I've looked for the very best properties on the market today, okay, in Pasay City, and I've put them in order from cheapest to most expensive. And very interesting, let's begin with this condominium. Very, very interesting, this Maybank foreclosed property on the 17th floor of Central Park Condominium 2. Now it's listed for 822,000 peso. So just doing some quick math. So that's $16,277,000 as an asking price for this condominium. My offer, I would only offer 440,000 peso. So under $10,000. If you were going to buy this, you would not pay a dollar over 10,000. Okay, so $10,000 I think is a fair price for this property. And you're probably scratching your head because you're thinking, okay, 500,000 peso is, ultimately what we're talking about, $10,000 So 500,000 peso divided by 43.92 square meters is 11,384 peso per square meter. So it's literally just over $200 per square meter. It is the most affordable, the cheapest condominium on the market today. Why? There has to be a reason, and there is. And the reason is I would not buy this property because it is haunted. It is a haunted property. It is cursed, literally. So let me show you a few things about this building. Look at it. It looks like something out of a ghetto project movie, some kind of horror movie. You just would not want to live here. I doubt you'd want to be a landlord here either. All kinds of horrible things have happened in this building. There's been fires. There's been stabbings. There was even a massacre. Okay, so the Pasay condo carnage. You can look at this article, another article here. Condo stabbing with 6 people dead and 4 critically wounded. Okay, so look, all kinds of horrible things have happened with this building. Yes, you can get a good deal. Yes, you can buy a condo for $10,000 in Pasay City. Yes, it is possible, but you're going to have to live here. Now, to be fair to this condo building, it's actually in a decent location. It is a good location. It's just that, it's just been riddled with problems, this building. I believe it was built in the mid-90s and all kinds of horrible things, like I said. But look, if you want something really cheap, go ahead. But I'm going to be staying away from this condo. Next condo, and really important I tell you a bit of detail about this. This is Shore 3 Residences, Mall of Asia, Pasay City. So it's directly opposite Mall of Asia. It's popular because of Mall of Asia and the prime location next door to Mall of Asia, but also because you've got in the vicinity a lot of pogos. Okay, so Philippine offshore gaming operations, mainly mainland Chinese, okay, that live in this area. They rent, they buy condos in this area, and they pushed prices up well over 200,000 peso per square meter. There's condos in this building that they're asking 250,000 peso per square meter. So beware. I'm showing you this for two reasons. One, it says, look, it's a one bedroom, 32 square meters for 1.3. It's a lie. And I'm showing you this so you don't get trapped. Okay? This is a lie. Okay? It is a trick. It's what's called switch and bait. The price is not 1.3 million. That's probably the deposit. So you might have to make a 30% deposit on the property. And then the good thing, and look, there's negative and positive to this. The positive is you can get a loan on this property. It's kind of like developer finance, and you'll see there it does say short residences, rent to own. Okay, so rent to own is like rent to buy. Developer finance could be vendor finance or developer finance, where either the developer, the owner of the development, or just the owner of the condo says, I'll sell it, and I'll sell it at a higher price than normal, and I'll give you a loan. So you can buy this over time, over 3, 4, 5 plus years, you can pay me for this condo. So a lot of people like to do this option because they don't have a lot of cash, and it's an option for those people, instead of renting, that, after renting for a period of 3, 4 years, they will own it and then transition from, renting to owning. So that's the idea behind this. So look, there's some negative behind it because I don't like how they lure you in with the cheap fake price. Most likely this is probably 5 million, plus peso. Okay? I don't like that, but I needed to show it to you so you're aware of it, and you can tap into that opportunity being vendor or developer finance. Rent to own. The next condominium is an extremely affordable condo. It's one metropolitan place, and actually there's two condominiums for sale. It starts from 1.7 million peso. There's two listings here. This is a smaller condo. It's only 18 square meters. Not sure I could live in it, but look, it is a very, very cheap price if you're looking for an entry-level home. Actually, in the previous video I got some comments saying, wow, these condos are so small, under 50 square meters or under 40 square meters. Well, actually, you need to look at this kind of like this is Tokyo or Japan. Manila is the most densely populated city in the world. So it's gone the same way as, Tokyo and these big cities like Tokyo or Hong Kong or even Singapore, where the condo sizes are just getting smaller and smaller. And this is the perfect example because it's 18 square meters. There is another condo in the building which is 2.16 million, which is a bit bigger. It's 30 square meters. So actually nowadays, anything over 40 square meters, I would consider a substantial, a large size condominium. And there's people actually buying 40 to 50 square meter condos, and what they're doing is they're actually, it could be a big studio, an older style studio, or one bedroom condo, and they're dividing like half the living room or something, so it actually has 2 bedrooms. So that's a viable option nowadays because property is on the up and up in regards to price per square meter. By the same token though, with COVID-19, there's no doubt in my mind that prices are going to come back. So yeah, look, this is a good building. Let me just show you some quick pictures there. Okay, this one only had the one. I think this one, okay, maybe not. It only had one picture per listing. Don't you hate that? But look, it looks like a relatively clean condominium. It's close by to the airport, so if your job requires you to fly in, fly out, or you're a pilot, or you just like the area in general, around that area you've got Newport City, you've got Asina, you've got Mall of Asia, lots of things to do. I actually really like this area, and it's huge with mainland Chinese because of the pogos there, and it's just putting this huge, massive upward pressure on the prices here. You know what? So much so that nowadays to find a really good deal in Pasay City is harder than Makati. Yep, I'm serious. It is actually easier to find cheaper condos on the lower end of the price scale in Makati than it is Pasay. Per se, most of the condos are above 100 or even 200,000 US dollars. So, this is pretty much everything I could find that I'll show you here today. And it took me about 4 or 5 hours, probably 4 hours, I'd say, to actually find these listings. Moving along to the next one, 1.9 million peso. It's 40 square meters, and it's in the EGI Refuno Plaza condominium complex. So look, it's very cheap. It's 40 square meters. Okay, so 1.9 divided by 40 is actually a really good price per square meter. It's 47,500 peso, and I pulled up a picture. Okay, here's a picture, but I need to point something out. It does say that it's a commercial building. Okay, it does say that it's a commercial building. Okay, so it does say here it's a condominium complex. It's very deceptive. At the end of the day, look, any of these buildings, look, whether they're commercial or residential, there are people, and I have seen units where they're kind of like commercial buildings and they've been redeveloped into condos. It does happen. So that could have happened in this instance. I can't say for sure without physically going down there, because one site says one thing and another says another thing. It's very confusing. Okay, very confusing. But nonetheless, regardless of what it is, it's really cheap. 47,000 peso per square meter is an absolute steal for this area. Next, and we're starting, and you'll see there's been this massive jump. Prices have now literally doubled. The price per square meter has doubled, tripled, okay, from here on out. Until about the end 3 or 4 listings, we get back down to a reasonable level of price per square meter. This was the cheapest foreclosure I could find in this building. And yeah, it's 4.5 million peso divided by 26, which is 173,000 peso per square meter. So it says Rush. This is the Rush Condo. It's a family B suite. It's with balcony, and it faces Manila Bay. So it is on the bay there. It does have some pictures. It's a modern building. Oh, don't you hate that? So it's got pictures, but they're like, an artistic design picture. So I just don't get it. If you're a broker, you're an agent, come on. Don't be lazy. Get the tenant, get the owner to send you pictures if it's COVID-19, if you can't get in there. Please. And look, even prior to COVID-19, it's rare to get any pictures at all. Sometimes they just list, hey, this is in this building and it's this many square meters. Come see it. They don't bother taking pictures. In the Western world, guys, we'll take pictures of the individual unit, because every unit could be different. I mean, the unit could be facing the wall. This one says it's not. It says it is facing Mall of Asia. It is a really nice building on the waterfront. But look, you'd want to negotiate heavy on this. Even at 4.5 million, it's still too damned expensive. 3 million, yeah, sure, you'd buy it in a heartbeat. Moving along. So, 4.7 million. So the residential resort. This one has pictures. It's amazing. 4.7, and it's 49 square meters, and it's near Newport City there. So it's in a really good area. Actually, I really like this apartment. Okay, so very reasonable, very reasonable. 4.7 million divided by 49 is 95,918,000 peso per square meter. So you're looking at just under 2,000 US dollars as an asking price. Look, it's actually a reasonable price. It really is. And they have pictures. It's amazing. Maybe throw in an extra 10,000 peso just for providing the pictures. Okay, it does also say, if you can see there, okay, and it's at Newport City. I love the area right next to the airport there. negotiable for 4.7 million. You've got Resort World, you got the Marriott. The Marriott Hotel, actually, they have buffet specials. I did a video about this, so check out the video, please. I've also done videos on Newport City and walking around Newport City, walking around the condos, showing you that. You have to check it out. Newport City is a great area. It's a top area, especially for those that just want a little crash pad here and might only spend 3-4 months here. If you fly in, fly out, this is the perfect location for you. Newport's great. You've got the casinos. Casinos are lots of fun. Great restaurants, lots to do there, and at the end of the day, much more close by. So it's easy access to, well, right next door. There's just a walkway to, I think it's Terminal 3 Airport. And you've got MOA, the Mall of Asia. You've got Asina City, the big, glamorous casinos that look like something out of Macau. Even bigger than Vegas, like City of Dreams and the Arcada. The Arcada they spent like $5 billion on, just absolutely mammoth. And look, think about it this way, okay? This is dirt cheap. It is so cheap, okay? And I'll tell you why. I was around living and doing business in Hong Kong 10 plus years ago now. And, in Hong Kong and China back then, you could still buy a 48, 49 square meter apartment, maybe in Macau, for 400, maybe 500,000 US dollars. And that sounded expensive. But I said to my partner at the time, I said, this is cheap because it's becoming like the new Vegas, because it's Asia and China's next door. This is cheap. It's just too cheap. And yes, those condos that you could buy for, a 49 square meter apartment that you could buy literally for 400,000 then cost something like $2 million now. Okay, so it's multiplied by 5 times. So like crazy the increases that have happened in Hong Kong, Macau, mainland China. And remember, Hong Kong is only like an hour and a half flight from Manila. So it's still in the same region. And yes, look, I know it's a different country, whatever, but Manila, the Asina City with all the casinos versus Macau, you can buy this for maybe you bought this for 80,000 US dollars, whereas minimum you're going to spend for a similar size condo in the middle of the city next to casinos, minimum 1.6, 1.7 million US dollars in Macau nowadays for a similar location in Macau. So when you compare the two and you realize that prices are 20 times as much in mainland China and Macau versus Manila, this is cheap. This is nothing. Anyway, I just wanted to fill you in because I have lived in, these places like Hong Kong and China and done business there. So what happened here? Okay. This is an old listing. This is definitely old. It says it cannot guarantee that this property is still available. Whether it's available or not, I wanted to show it to you. It was published on the 11th of September 2018. It is 5 units, which amalgamated actually equal 138 square meters. Okay? In the Park Avenue Mansions. So this is insane. This is insanely good for $5 million. So very, very cheap. I doubt it's still available, but I just wanted to show you that just in the last few years, how crazy things have become. Okay, how just absolutely insane things have become because prices have skyrocketed immensely, just immensely, and I think they'll continue that way. Anyway, moving along. So we're having a look at this 5.35. See, this is more realistic. Remember the other one that I showed you earlier, which is this one that says it's 1.3 million for 32 square meters. Yeah, whatever. Lies. All lies, okay? This is actually 5.3, and this is a real foreclosure, 5.35. It's only 26 square meters. It's expensive because it's next to Mall of Asia, the Pogos, and I'm telling you, a lot of the Pogo workers live in this building. So this is good. It gives us a map. You got the map here of Mall of Asia and many Pogos around this area. And it's a nice area. It's a clean area. You know, you have the Bayfront, Mall of Asia, Ascena. Won't harp on, but look, I would not pay that money. I honestly, for this, I would only want to pay 110, 120,000 peso per square meter. What they're asking now is insane. Okay, this is a good condo. This is 5.64 million, and this is in 150 Newport Boulevard, which is a really, really modern, nice looking, it's kind of like a classical design building, and I'll show you that in one of the other listings. You'll be able to see the picture. Here's the floor plan. Actually looks decent. It's cut off. Let's see if we can expand it. Dining, kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, living, air conditioning, and a balcony. So you've got everything that you need there, and it's a true one bedroom. It's not just a big studio either. Now, what's good about this is 43 square meters, okay? Internally. It's 43 square meters internally. However, it also comes with parking. Now, parking costs money, okay? So parking is around about 12.5 square meters. So if you add the two together, 12.5 square meters, just say 55 square meters. 55 square meters, this is very close to 100,000 peso per square meter, because you go 5.64 million divided by 55, and it's 102,500 peso per square meter, which is a really good deal. And I know for a fact what these sell for in here. And like, this is saying 30% below market value, and it is. It really, really is. Honestly, it's a great building, great location. You know, I'd live here. I would literally live in this building. Definitely a good deal. Someone wrote a comment in the last video saying, you know, compare prices. You know, what are they asking? Well, you know, the developer directly in this building, I know for a fact, is asking like 175,000 peso per square meter. Okay, and they charge you for the internal space. They charge you for the parking. They charge you for everything. Okay, at the same rate. Okay, so you know, technically speaking, if you wanted 50 square meters, you know, the developer rate, 175,000, is 8.75 million from the developer versus a foreclosure at 5.64. Again, I'd want to steal this. I'd want to really push the price down to maybe 4.4, you know, with the parking, and guarantee and make sure it has the parking and the parking is on title, because that way, you know, technically speaking, if you got it for 4.4 million, right, 4.4 million at 55 square meters, you're paying bang on, smack on 80,000 peso per square meter. And this is so funny because you have to, please, go back and watch my recent vlog on Newport City condos where I walk around there. Arianne was pregnant at the time. We were literally walking around there, and you can tell, like, my weekends, my weekdays, my off hours, like, we're just going to different condos, different places, different cities, and walking around. Arianne's like 8 months pregnant, and we're walking around. And you might say, why are you doing that, Peter? That's evil. Actually, that was the doctor's orders. The doctor told us because there was complications. She was like 8.5 plus months, almost 9 months pregnant. And the doctor said she had to walk a lot to bring on the birth at that stage. So we walked around this Newport City, and I actually show you the condos. And I'm pretty sure in there, a sales agent comes up to me to sell this and another building in the area of Newport, and yes, you know, they are asking like 175,000 peso, and in the video I even say, no, that's not right, you should only pay, you know, 80,000 peso. I'd only want to pay 80,000 peso per square meter, and you know, anything from 80 to 100,000 peso per square meter is good buying. And I say that in the video, so there you go, this is good buying. Next is a 42 square meter Newport Boulevard 183. So, no, this is not 183. That's the address. It's 150 Newport Boulevard, which is really, really confusing because honestly, if you go down to Newport again, watch my video, there's like one that says 180 something, and there's another one, another building that says 150. So this is confusing. Okay, this is really, really confusing because the address says 183 and the building says 150. I'm just assuming that it's 150 Newport Boulevard here, so it's the same as the other one. And what was this? This was 43 square meters versus this one, 5.9. So technically this is the better buy. Okay, this is the better buy. Moving along, and this is the last listing. And it looks like probably the same listing as this one at 5.94. And actually, I'll just show you the pictures. You can't expand it. It's really annoying. But that's the inside of the building. It is a new building. Okay, and this is the outside of this building. It's this classical theme. And there's some buildings just down the road. Please watch the video, and you can see in the video these buildings. This classical style. Across the road is this Miami style building that looks funky. Really, really trendy. Very, very cool. I think I just brought up this listing to show this building to you guys so you know what the actual building looks like. But it is a nice build. A very nice build. I'm pretty certain the developer of most of these buildings in Newport City is MegaWorld. Now, usually I don't like MegaWorld, but I've got to be honest, I feel like since they did the Eastwood, the Eastwood project, some of the quality I felt was lacking. I've lived in Eastwood there years ago, and the condo development I did not think was great. Whereas what they've done in recent years is a lot better. What they've done in Pasay and Makati is a lot better. And most notably is this building and the surrounding buildings here are really quite nice. I could live here very, very happily. And I might, very soon actually. I might. The next one is Parkside Villas. So a foreclosure of 6.1. This is 40 square meters and it should have a park. Most of these do have parks. It's not a super high density condominium development. It is, a low density, which is nice. I do prefer the lower density buildings. So you can see here, big balconies. Yeah, I really like the balconies. And there's some units actually on the ground floor. If I was to buy a unit here, my preference would be, and you can see this concrete block, that's actually the highway. Beware, you do not want a condo on this side overlooking the highway. You want to be preferably facing inside where the pool is so there's no noise. Okay, that's probably the best. But what I'm trying to say is at the bottom here, actually these units here have courtyards. And for me, I have dogs, I have pets. And in Asia, one of the big things, one of the big sellers are courtyard apartments. So if you get a building where you can buy a courtyard, buy the courtyard over the balcony. Okay, I'm serious, because usually the courtyards are bigger, you get more space, you can keep a dog, and they have better resale value. So if you find a courtyard apartment, snap it up. And most of them do. You can see here they've got the courtyards as well, and they're decent. And when we walked around here, this is the gate just here where this maroon car is kind of driving out. And I could see, I walked up near this hedge here, and you can see this big courtyard. They're really nice condominiums. Very modern looking. Nice pool, facilities. And just showing you a few, because there's a few in here. Here we go. No, this is not the same because I've done it by price. I'll come back to that one. Here we go. Here's another one. 6.31 million. There we go. See, most of them don't list it, and it's crazy why you wouldn't list it. I think it is the same condominium because this is 6.31. No, that's 6.1. No, it is different. It is different. So maybe this doesn't have a park. I'd be surprised. This says 7L though. And this says 7L. So it is the same condo. So one of the agents does not know what they're doing. So this is actually 40 square meters plus parking. And this is what I'm trying to say earlier. Most of these condos, because they're low rise, they do have parking. Whereas most of the high rise buildings in Manila, and this is the other reason I prefer low rise over high rise, is that ultimately they have parking. High rise very rarely has parking. You have to pay a fortune for it. So technically speaking, this is 52.5 square meters. So let's say 6.31 divided by 52.5 square meters. Let me just do that one more time. 631 divided by 52.5 is 120,000 peso per square meter. Remember, this is the same apartment. It says 7L, so it has to have a parking slot on title. This agent just doesn't know what they're talking about. I'm going to give you the number. It doesn't let me do it. You're just going to have to search the Parkside Villas on Lamudi to try and find this, or search Newport City area Pasay to do it, because I've got to inquire or something to get the number. It's crazy. But look, technically they've already got 6.1 here, so really the asking price is 6.1 divided by 52.5, which is 116,000 peso per square meter as an asking price for a modern condo that is literally next door to the Resort World hotel, casino, and mall. And that is the big sell, because literally you can walk out and in 60 seconds you can be on the escalator up to the mall and casino. Okay, you can be hanging out at Starbucks, you can be cruising the mall, meeting some new friends, and people are really friendly in this area. Don't know what it is, but people had dogs in the street when we were filming there, when we were there walking around. It was really cool. And go to the casino, have a night out, maybe hit one of the bars, maybe go to the Hilton and the Marriott, one of the buffets in the local area. I know Marriott does like 50% off buffet, and it was literally one of the best buffets I've ever had. So yeah, really cool area. Keep in mind, you're gonna get this for less. Mate, you could end up buying this for 90,000 peso per square meter. Where would I want to buy? What price point would I be looking at this condo? 88,000. I'd work out what 88,000 peso per square meter, including the car park, to be fair, and say that's my price, that's what I'm willing to pay, take it or leave it. And honestly, like I said earlier, I might be moving here, okay? I'm still thinking about Thailand, I'm still thinking about Manila, and I was thinking, look, if I could get a loan, if I could find one of these condos and get the right price, like 88 to maybe 92,000 peso per square meter, and get vendor financing, rent to own, rent to buy, something like that, I would move here in a heartbeat. But the thing is, when you're going for financing and asking for rent to buy, usually they do not want to negotiate on price. So it's either you've got cash and you're going to get a really good price, or you're asking for developer or vendor financing, rent to buy, rent to own is what they call it, and the price isn't going to be good, right? Maybe you'll get them down to 100,000 peso per square meter. You might get them down a little bit, but not much. Okay, depends how desperate they are to sell, and we're gonna see people get more and more desperate over time. So back to this one. This is a great apartment. This is awesome. Again, this has to have a park. I'm pretty sure this is Montecito. Yeah, I can tell. It definitely is. It is. I knew it. Montecito Residential Resort. Again, it's on the other side of Resort World Casino. Very good location as well. In some way, I actually prefer this location more so. It's 47.5 square meters plus a parking slot, which is 12.5. So technically, this is 60 square meters. Now, I don't know who's own this condo. It looks like they bought it to flip and it didn't flip. That's what it looks like to me, and they've let it run down. They haven't rented it out, or maybe it's just they bought it and they wanted to flip it. It was a foreclosure and it sat there for 2 or 3 years. Another comment, someone said, oh, that listing's a year, 2 years old. Well, duh. In Manila, I've seen some condos that have sat vacant for 3, 4 plus years. It happens. And actually, what's interesting is, these banks, what they do when they get a foreclosure, sometimes they won't negotiate. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. And what they do is they say, okay, that's all right. If we don't sell it in 6 months, we'll increase the price because prices are increasing. That's the logic. That's the thinking. And it's insane because, dude, if you couldn't sell it for 4 million, what makes you think that next year you'll sell it for 5? What? Because the market's moving? And meanwhile, this condo gets older and more dirty until finally someone sees the light and says, okay, yeah, you pushed me hard enough, I'll just buy it. I'm serious. It happens here in the Philippines. Only in the Philippines. But yeah, look, 6.125 is just over, 100,000 peso per square meter. This is a steal because look, 60 square meters, if you came in and offered 4.95 divided by 60 is 82,500 peso per square meter. What a bargain. What a bargain. Now look, needs some cleaning, but don't let the dirty condo fool you. It's a great, great location. And what I was thinking when I saw these condos is I like this design, the bay window, what they've done here, right? And what I'd probably do, interior design wise, is put like a day bed there, right? Like a love seat or something. So you could sit up, it was a bit high. And then that way you could sit, read a book and look out the window, look over to the park or to the casino. There's a golf course directly behind it, and on the other side behind it is the Marriott Hotel and Resort World Casino. So yeah, literally a really good apartment. It looks filthy. Do not let the pictures fool you. It's actually a really good deal. The other thing too. Dun dun dun. Terms of payment: 20% down payment and 80% balance payable in 5 years. Oh. I was like, this is great until I read the last part. Look, you'd only take that if you're desperate. Jeez. 10% interest per annum. Look, I've heard 5, I've heard 6, I've heard 8, but 10? That's a lot. So look, if you really don't have cash, you can see here there are those willing to do, rent to own, rent to buy, and offer the financing. But it's not cheap, guys. 10%. I'd rather come in with cash and say, hey, look, can you sell it to me for 4.5? Cash, no loan, and you're done with it, If I had the cash. That would be the go. That would be the go. Anyway, moving along. We've seen that one, so that was the same one as before. And we've got 2 more here. Fairway Terraces. This is a 2-beddy. That's why I liked this one. It's a 2-beddy. It is brand new. Brand spanker. Look at that. Nice design. Nice what they've done. Nice and clean. 2-bedroom. 56 square meters. I wish you'd tell me if there's a park or not. Honestly, if there's not a park, it should say no parking or this has parking. Tell us, please. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. Nice design, 56 square meters, good value. Definitely a good value condo, and that's near Villamore Air Base. They say BGC, it's not really BGC. It's kind of on the... Yeah, but it says Villamore Air Base, so it's kind of on the border of Pasay. Yeah, it does say Pasay. Yeah, I thought so. So it doesn't say parking. Oh, it does say 0. Okay, they did. Thank you. Thank you. So no parking. 6.7 for a modern condo is not bad. Now I searched foreclosures, to be fair. I can't see anywhere where it says that this condo is foreclosed. So I don't like that because I was searching only for foreclosures in the foreclosure section. Anyway, moving along, last condominium. This is the last one today, guys, and it's the Montecito again. So I showed you the pictures earlier of the other Montecito. I actually am very, very bullish on this building and anything in Newport City, okay? Like I said, if I was moving back to Manila, this is probably where I'd move. This is a great condo. I'm assuming same thing. It's got parking. So it's 63 square meters. It's 2-bedroom. Okay, what you might not know about the Manila market. What sells the best? The worst selling condos, okay, selling condos in the market and renting are studios. Most people don't want to live in studios. The next best thing is 1-bedroom. A true 1-bedroom with a wall, not just an open studio. More people will go for the 1-bedroom over the studio because there's privacy. You can break up the living space or the dining to the bedroom, okay? So most people don't want to live in studios, all right? So that's a big thing. The biggest seller, the biggest number one seller with the best capital growth in Metro Manila in the last 5 to 10 years are 2-bedroom condominiums. 2 bedrooms are always higher. They're always priced higher. They're harder to find because, you know, most of these developers nowadays, they're selling these small, pokey studios, 1-bedrooms, 25, 30, 35 square meter condos, okay? So think about that. If you want to resell, if you want to be buying and selling condominiums, 2-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 2-bedroom. Downside of it is you need a lot more money to buy a larger size 2-bedroom condominium, but you're going to be able to resell those condos a lot easier. I don't recommend buying to resell, to fix up and flip. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work, guys. Unless you're speculating the property is going to double in the next year or two, which I just cannot foresee that happening because of COVID-19. But anyway, look, Montecito, 2A, second floor, so you know it's on a low floor. I mean, this is a small building anyway. I don't think it's above 10 stories. It's a low rise because it needs to be because it's near the airport. Great location, 63 square meters. Add the parking. There has to be a park. You know, you're looking at 75.5 square meters. So 7,245 million peso divided by 75.5. Actually, really good asking price for a 2-bedroom condominium. This is 95,960 peso per square meter. So 95,000 peso per square meter. You almost got them where they need to be to buy this condominium. You might even get something really cheap here. You might even be able to steal this at 80,000 peso per square meter. And that's what I'm saying. For Pasay, for Newport, you know, anything near the casino in that Newport city area, you want to pay 80,000 if you can. Honestly, that's the price, the target price. So if you could get this for 80, let's say it's 75 square meters including parking times 80,000 peso, 6 million, and that's fair. You will buy this for 6. In this market, you will buy this for 6. You might even steal this and be cheeky and offer 5.5 for this. You might get lucky and be able to buy it. Actually, this agent, and I don't think it's going to let me show. No, it's not. My Saving Grace Realty has so many foreclosures. They have, and you can even see in the picture, it says over 10,000 foreclosed property. My only beef with this agent is they never have pictures. Urgh. Grinds my gears, grinds my teeth, just frustrates the heck out of me, okay? But anyway, this is literally, you know, if I had money and I was going to buy a condo, this would probably be the one. This would be the one if I could buy this, you know, between 5.5 and 5.95 million. That's probably what I'd pay here, okay? So thanks a lot, guys. This has been Peter from the Property Club. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We finally got to 30,000 subscribers. We were stuck on like 29,950 subscribers for like over a week. And then over the last couple of days, I think, you know, it's unanimous. People are liking this style of vlog where I look at different properties and I talk about property. and the subs just came rolling in. So I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys, because I work just so hard. I usually start around 5 or 6 a.m. in the day, my full-time job. Then I go on after work to research, and then I do vlogging. So I have long hours. I work my absolute heart out for my family, for my son, and I really appreciate the support. I really, really do. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend, and bye for now. Bye-bye.